Hi, we're at Monte Alban in Oaxaca, Mexico, and I'm here today talking to Adrian Molina, the co-director of COCO.
Hello.
So this movie, this was a 6-year process for you guys. How does it feel now that it's out in the world and people embraced it so much, and you got the Oscar nomination and all that stuff?
It is a relief that that it all came together and it's out in the world and it's speaking for itself. It's strange to be back in Oaxaca because I came here in 2013, and I know Lee and Darla came here back in 2011. To be at the other end of the process, and you know, the last time we were here, it was all theoretical and imaginary, and to come back and see all of these sites having influenced the story of the film, and that it's a real thing that exists in the world is a very good feeling.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, like, how did Monte Alban figure into the movie?
Monte Alban was, again, we do research very early on so that it can influence the film. And one of the things that we didn't know going into this film is, what is the Land of the Dead going to look like? We needed to create a logic because there's no real descriptions or consensus or anything. And so, being inspired by places like this, we thought, well, this is a land of every generation, and it's kind of built up out of the water from the earliest civilizations in Mexico up through more modern times. So we thought, at the root, we want these Mesoamerican pyramids, this sense of history and the stonework, and to have everything built off of that. So places like Monte Alban, Chichen Itza, Tenochtitlan in Mexico City all became literally foundational to the design of the Land of the Dead.
Awesome. And we also got to visit the town where they make the alebrejas, which was amazing. Alebrejas, sorry. And that was incredible too. Like, how did you guys go about sort of integrating those in the film and giving them sort of the Pixar spin?
Yeah, that was one element where it was completely inspired by these research trips. You see these alebrijes, and they're these animal, sometimes just straight up animals like rabbits and turtles. Sometimes they're mashups of different types of animals, and they're characters in and of themselves. They're pieces of art in and of themselves. And in animation, we've got this unique opportunity to be able to take something like this and bring it to life, let it actually move and have personalities. And so we were like, and talking to Jacobo, talking so much about the animal spirit connected with the human spirit, and the sense that you've got a guardian animal that is associated with you. It became inspirational for the sense of having a guardian spirit or a spirit guide in the Land of the Dead to assist our characters in kind of being their best selves. And so that was an element that took some time to figure out how it would fit in the story, but something that we fell so in love with that we wanted to do the work to figure out how to integrate that in a natural way.
They're setting up for tonight, the music competition for Dia de Muertos. You want to be like your hero? You should sign up.
My family would freak.
Look, if you're too scared, then, well, have fun making shoes. Come on, what did De La Cruz always say?
Seize your moment?
Show me what you got, muchacho.
Now, like, Pixar is famous for, you guys have a very long sort of story-intensive process, and even at the earliest stages of the movie, you're showing like a storyboard animatic version of the film to an audience to sort of see how it's going. Like, at what point in that process did you know this movie's working?
There were elements from the very beginning that we were very confident about, and we're very thankful that those ideas came in so early. The ending was something that we had from the very beginning. The musical aspect was something that we always knew we wanted, so that's a great place to start. But it was also very complicated, so you would get notes like, oh, it really lags in this area, or it's too complicated, or there's too many characters, or there's not enough of the characters we like, and there's too much of the characters we don't care for. And so the whole process is finding a balance of focusing on the things you like, having your true north, and then building the story so that you can earn those moments and you can support those moments. And that took 6 years to figure out. Even when you start from a good place of knowing what your ending is, it was still a long process and took a lot of trial and error.
what was the saddest thing you were sort of wistful to see go?
The only thing that I wish we could have had a little more of is, this is me personally, the song that Miguel sings in Ernesto de la Cruz's party gets cut off because he falls in the pool. And there were 3 more verses to that song because I tried to think, whoa, what would this song have actually been in the movie? But we never got around to using any of it. So that was something that exists that is never reflected in the film. But
Is it on the soundtrack?
It's not on the soundtrack.
Ah!
It only exists in my brain right now. But
We gotta get it out of there.
I know. The only thing other than that is no, I think everything that we really felt was important to the film, we were able to fit in the film.
Cool.
And so that's nice.
Last question. Is my understanding that Coco is now the #1 all-time box office hit in Mexico? How does it feel specifically to see the movie be embraced in the Latino world?
It feels wonderful. You know, we never took for granted that anyone would respond in any particular way to this film, but we always knew that we created it with a lot of love and a lot of passion and a real care to be able to represent the traditions in a way that you know, Mexicans could be proud of. And the fact that when they see it, they are, and they've expressed that, and they've just you know, talked about the fact that it reminds me of people I love. It made me proud to see my culture reflected on screen. That's something that we didn't know would happen, but we really hoped it would. And the fact that it's been so embraced feels really great.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Appreciate
Max.
you talking to me, and best of luck at the Oscars.
Thank you.